And there we are. Hello, everybody. Rich Wildman here. It is another Sunday, and that means we've got another music scene investigation on the way. That's right. We've got 3 new songs to put in front of our panel. We'll hear what they have to say about them in just a little bit. And before we get to meeting our panelist on today's show, I want to go over a couple of bits of information with everybody. First of all, we've got a hit list which is coming up on this Wednesday. It's going to be the last hit list of the year. And Ian, he puts it away just as I cut over to him, but that's okay. That's all right. We'll get back to it. Anyway, we've got a hit list coming up this coming Wednesday. It's going to be the last hit list of the year. The winner of that hit list will be in the running for our Artist of the Year this year, and we'll also be voting on our Panelist of the Year as well. The voting is going to start on Thursday, this coming Thursday, the 12th of November, so you want to make sure you're ready for that. You'll be able to vote once per day to let us know who you want to be our Artist of the Year and our Panelist of the Year. Second bit of information for everybody. Have we got
the violin music ready?
No, we don't.
Oh.
Don't have a violin. You could get a bow and play your ukulele. A bowed ukulele.
It's a bit happy in it, really.
Yeah.
It's a bit more melancholy.
Oh, well, we'll work it out. We'll get it worked out. All right, second bit of information that everybody needs to know. After this month, after the month of November, MSI, as you know it today, will be going on a hiatus. An elongated hiatus. We don't know how long it will last. We have some things planned, but nothing is definite yet. That means after the end of November, this show is going to stop being aired. It will air the award show in January. And then after that, we're going to stop airing the show as you know it, and we'll figure out what MSI is going to do, what it's going to venture into next. But we're going to have to wait to find out exactly what that is and what that will be. We don't know yet. You want to add anything to that, Ian?
Yeah, I would. It's quite a big thing. Rich and I have had lots of conversations over the past year, especially. Then 5 years of doing this, we've got some really great supporters. Those of you in the chat room now, especially, thank you very much for coming to virtually every show and giving us, your time to listen to what we do. But unfortunately, that is something we are lacking in severely, is support. And it's got to a point where personal situations, as well as running a show like this, takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it's something that Rich and I are rapidly running out of, including money. So I want to say thank you to all of the guests we've had on the show, all of the bands that have submitted music, all of the people that turn up in the chat room every week, and everyone else who watches the show who doesn't feel like they come to want to chat, and especially to Richard for 5 years of MSI, guys. And as much as I've been a big part of it, Rich has kept this thing going week in, week out. So big round of applause for Sir.
Well, thank you, Ian. I appreciate that. And, I want to thank you as well. Thanks to Tom. We couldn't have done it without him. Thanks to James. Thanks to Andrea, as well as all the guests who've been on the show, including the ones we have on today's show. Because without our guest, without our panelists, there is no show. I mean, I could sit here and talk for an hour, but nobody would tune in for that, except maybe Box of Crap. He likes a little punishment every once in a while, and he would tune in. All right. Sorry about that, Box. I had to do it. Our panelist on today's show, you've already met Ian, but I want to drop back by to Ian and find out how things are going in England, because I've heard some crazy things are happening over in England, and I just want to confirm that nothing crazy is going on where you are.
Well, there's always something crazy going on in England. We've got, the anonymous protests up in London, and all that sort of thing going on, where police officers are getting hurt and rioters are getting hurt, and it's just turning into a massive class war. The downtrodden versus the 1%. Let's have it. Otherwise, we're fine, thanks. You?
Oh yeah, no, it's all good here. I mean, we're just having it's going downhill, but everything else is fine. Nothing unexpected, you know. You got
there's people saying there's some sadness beginning to set in the chat. Look, this is not going to be the end of MSI. It's just going to be the end of MSI as you know it. Rich and I want to continue doing something together. And we want to keep it music based, and we want to keep it under the MSI branding. So we're currently brainstorming a bit of an idea at the moment. It looks like we're going to record shorter shows, pre-recorded, and release them once a week. So there won't be a chat room to come to or anything like that, but there will be some sort of show going out. But with Rich's limited bandwidth that he's going to have and bits and pieces like that, we're going to work something out that works for all of us. So it's not dead, just sleeping.
Yeah, the sleeping giant, as they say. All right, Ian, you do have some witness statements from last week. On last week's broadcast, as a reminder, everyone, we had Fantastic Planet, Rebellious Jukebox, and The Curse Within. Rebellious Jukebox won our Song of the Week selection. And, Ian, how'd the votes go in the witness statements?
Well, they didn't.
They didn't?
No, we didn't. No one voted last week. So,
well, there you go.
Just dead as a doornail, I'm afraid. So people didn't agree, didn't disagree, didn't feel the need to express their opinion.
Maybe they all just were overwhelmingly in agreement with the panel. They felt no need to vote.
Obviously, they know we're right anyway.
Yeah, like it really matters after the show anyway, right? It's not like we're going to come around and go, oh, well, we're going to have to change Song of the Week because of the votes. We should, though. We really should. If the vote comes out that you vote the panel wrong, they would have to change their Song of the Week.
Or shoot you.
Not me.
Sorry, did I say that?
Not me. All right. By the way, Box of Crap says he voted. You just forgot to push the submit button, Box.
I had no votes entered.
All right. Well, that's the way it goes. It does happen sometimes, and I appreciate you ever being on top of that and letting us know what the results are, regardless of whether there are results.
Yeah, well,
it is what it is.
I like to report something, but this week there is nada to report.
All right, fair enough. I appreciate that. Our panelist from the United States today is not from Florida. No, he is from Florida. My fault. Not from Vegas, not from New York, and not from England. Of course, there is a number of places in the United States called England. He's just not from one of them. Mr. Mark Lamdanski is here filling in for James Anderson. Hey, Mark, how are you? Thanks for being here.
Hey, and now I'm totally confused where the hell I'm from. Wait a minute, I'm not from Florida? Hold on a minute.
You are from Florida. You are down near Miami, although I'm not even for sure we're at in Florida anymore.
Anymore, yeah. No,
you used to be in Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah, and I'm kind of still in Hollywood, but just like further west in a smaller section called Cooper City. Probably about 10 minutes south of Fort Lauderdale, give or take.
All right, so you're right in the middle of College Party Avenue, USA.
No, not here. The closest college here would be Broward College, and that's not exactly...
Oh, no. I mean for spring break.
Oh, well, used to be anyway. Fort Lauderdale used to be the place to be. And in fact, I remember in high school myself going out and driving the strip. And, it used to be so packed on the sidewalks that you could just, walk down the street and turn around, as you're passing some hot chick, squeeze her butt. She'd turn around and have no idea who the hell squeezed her. I mean, it was great.
Mark finally admits it, everybody. You've got it right here on a recording. Mark is a pervert. I mean, walks down the street squeezing gals' backsides.
I never denied that I was a pervert.
All right, that's fair enough. All right, WSFR Radio, tell me all about it. What's going on there? I know that You've been hard at work on this radio station for quite some time. There have been a lot of things going on. It's been building itself over the last number of months. So how are things with it right now?
I'll tell you, first of all, let me tell you, I wish it would build itself because it's a pain in the butt. But thanks to you, I have some help. So, yes, WSFR, which you brilliantly came up with, Where South Florida Rocks. It's a mainstream rock station, and we play inserts of independent rock. We don't tell anybody that it's independent. We just play the song, and we let people determine whether they like or dislike a song based on the song's merits itself, rather than them hearing, oh, it's independent, unsigned. Oh, well, shit, I ain't gonna like this. People tend to prejudge a song based on its signed or unsigned status.
Right.
So that's our theory behind our rotation. And then in addition to that, we are trying to consider ourselves a local rock station, because down here in the South Florida area, we don't even have a mainstream rock station that plays modern rock. We have a classic rock station, terrestrial, but we don't have a terrestrial station that plays, Three Doors Down, Nickelback, I'm trying to think of others, Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, those types of...
You definitely don't have one that plays the likes of Glitter Rose, the Como Brothers, Y, and others. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, nobody plays that awesome music down here, and that's time for I think these folks to be able to get some exposure without being prejudged, and that's what we're trying to facilitate. And then we're going to be supporting our local businesses down here. We are already giving them free shout-outs, exposure on the air when they hook up with us at this website called alignable.com, which is a business networking site. And, it's growing, and, we've got our 2 voice talents. Hopefully we're going to have our 3rd one soon. It's a lot of fun. I think it's pretty aggravating as well.
Yeah.
But you know how it goes.
It's a lot of work.
By the way, support you and in your decision. The independent music industry. We've both been in it for a while now, and it's a tough industry, and it's spread so thin that there's not enough support to go around for all the businesses that are trying to make it in that area. And after a while, it just becomes very frustrating, and that you're not getting the listener support or band support. So sometimes you have to make those difficult decisions to move on and try something different.
Well, I think that everybody has to try something different at some point or another during their lives anyway, so why not start now? I appreciate you being here, Mark. Thank you so very, very much, and we'll find out what you think of the songs as we go along today's show as well.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much.
A quick one before we go. Sure. Before we go to Dave, it looks like there's a movement in the chat room. We're going to try and get Jon Stewart to say the show. No, he's not doing the Daily Show. He
actually just signed a deal with HBO, like Box of Crap says. So.
This is just once a week on a Sunday. I mean, come on.
Yeah, once a week on a Sunday, it's what we do, but still, HBO pays better.
Yeah, but he only has to do this once a week. But he's got then 6 days and half a day, including on the Sunday, to do his HBO work. It's not like it's a load of work. He just needs to come and present the show.
Yeah, talk to him. Let me know what he says, okay?
We're going to start a petition, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Start a petition. It'll be interesting. You'll have, a handful, 5 signatures? I think that's where we're going here. All right, it's all good. It's all good. Our guest panelist today, the guitarist, the lead guitarist, the man from the rock band Spider, is Mr. Dave Bryce. Hey, Dave, welcome back to the show, man.
Hi, Rich. Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you. It really is. And I got to tell you, your tech guy is an amazing guy.
He is, and I would be lost without him, because he sorted out a mic, he sorted out my laptop, or his laptop, I should say. Only because he doesn't want me in his room.
He's still on that, huh?
He don't want me in his room, so because he wants to do whatever he's doing in his room.
You know,
and he hasn't got his girlfriend up there.
Oh,
by the
okay,
way.
all right. I'm just checking. All right, so tell me, Dave, it's been a little while since we had you on with us on the broadcast. What have you been up to since last we talked? What has been going on with you? I know that you've been working in other bands. You've been playing. You've been rehearsing. You've been doing a lot of things. How are things going with that?
Well, on the acoustic side, with Paul, my singer, who used to be in AWOL, who's left now, and a new bass player called John, we have been practicing probably every couple of weeks, perfecting a few Spider songs and some cover songs, and it's coming together really, really good. We've yet to do a gig, apart from the meet and greet that we did. Seems like a long time ago now, which was when Spider got together and my acoustic band performed, and I have the evidence on tape.
You got to get it on tape.
Well, I've given the recording to John, who's set up a website called Sniffer's Web, and he's going to put a few songs on there. So I'll give you the link to that. I'll get that link to you.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's different. It's not as I wouldn't. It's not. It's just completely different playing acoustic to playing in a live band. It doesn't seem as dynamic. It's definitely not as loud, and you're kind of limited to where you can play. But I think Ian's been in acoustic bands before. I think. Have you, Ian?
I have. I've done an acoustic duo for years. It's a lot more intimate when you're out gigging. You know, it's just you a guitar, and your mate, and an audience. And Paul and I used to do gigs, and we got it down pat. Whereas we'd walk out of the venue some nights going, "How the hell did everyone enjoy that and we get paid for it?" It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping to do. We're hoping to play a gig in High Wycombe at the end of this month on a Sunday for free, of course, just to get in there and see how the audience likes us. So that's going quite well. And then we've got a new singer in my covers band. And that's going really well. I really enjoy playing live. That's why I get down to the jam night now and again.
Well, you know,
can I offer some advice for being in an acoustic duo?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, learn to take the mickey out of your partner. Always goes down well with the audience. All right. Have a lot of jokes ready just in case someone breaks a string. You know, little things you have to think about, and learn to play country roads because someone is going to ask for it.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what that first one actually meant. So, anybody care to explain that one?
Learn to take the mickey, take the piss out of your duo partner. It goes down really well with the audience. If you seem to be sort of conflicting and taking the mickey out of each other and ripping into each other during the set, okay, then the audience likes the rapport. You build the rapport.
I get it now. I just didn't understand exactly what you meant because, you know, you're English and sounded like I'm going to the bar to me. So I don't know.
You guys don't talk properly. I mean, you know, it's understandable.
It's the way it is. All right. Well, Dave, it's great to have you here with us. Anything else you got to report? Who does your hair, by the way? I want to know this. Is that what you meant? Is that what you meant, Ian? Take the Mickey.
That's the sort of thing. Yeah.
I've got the headset that's ruffling my hair at the top, and I'm all sweaty. It's the new style, short on top, and long at the
Business
back.
business in the front, party in the back. Okay.
Hang on, I can ruffle it up a bit.
No, that's okay.
Pull it
I
down.
was just
Hey, Dave, you have not got to take any hair advice from Richard.
I was just asking a question because obviously the person who does my hair is doing it all wrong.
Just saying here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know. All right. For those of you listening, when you see the video, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about and what we're discussing here, because it's actually
Talking
pretty
about
funny.
spider videos.
Yes.
And when I had very, very long hair and dyed it blonde.
And the dye still hasn't worked itself all the way out yet.
It's gone grey now.
Well, we've all gone gray, I guess. But now, speaking of, now you guys, hardest working rock band that ever has been. I mean, I think that's a given. You guys should be in the Guinness Book of Records for that, if nothing else.
At the time.
How about video work for you guys as Spider? What was it like back when you were doing that? Did you have actually any time to put any video work together?
The only video we did. Oh, I can't hear you, Rich. You're cutting out.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. Yeah, the only video we did was at the Marquee in Wardour Street, which isn't there anymore. And we did during one of our gigs. We said to the audience, right, we're going to mime. And yeah, we're going to mime to about 3 or 4 of our songs. And the 2 of them songs you can get them on YouTube, but we are miming. And if you have a look at the video, you can see that I'm actually playing 2 guitars at the same time. It's amazing.
I knew you were talented, but 2 guitars at once.
Well, yeah. A white one, and then I broke a string, so I swapped it for another one, and they cut it in. But that's the only video we did. We actually did a recording for the BBC about how rock music makes you go deaf.
Pardon?
It was about 1980, and the BBC recorded us. I think it was on the Uriah Heep tour, and they recorded us, and they did a little documentary, and there was about 2 minutes of us playing. Then it goes on to some doctor about inspecting an ear and saying how it makes you go deaf. And then it pans into us again. So that was the first video we ever did for the BBC.
And you guys were the bad guys in the video.
Well, of course we were the bad guys, because we were a loud rock and roll band. And yeah, people don't like that if you know.
I think that's
I don't get it.
No, that's pretty amazing. That really is. That's very cool. I've never known anybody who was the bad guy in a video, and now I do. It's awesome.
Yeah, but the other video that we did was on the Oxford Roadshow with Peter Powell. You wouldn't know him. Ian would know him, maybe.
Who's that?
Do you know Peter Powell?
Peter Powell. Did he play Doctor Who?
No, it's a DJ on Radio 1.
The name rings a bell, but I couldn't tell you who he was or where. No.
I was forgetting how young you are, Ian.
I'm 40 next year.
Exactly.
I remember when he turned 35.
So we did the Oxford Roadshow, and Big Country were on.
Okay.
Spandau Ballet.
Well, America?
No, Big Country from Scotland.
Yeah, America. They're a big country. Russia, they're a big country too.
Band Big Country.
Sorry.
Dave, I can mute him. Just give me the word.
Sorry. Misunderstanding. A band called Big Country, who are from Scotland.
Right.
Spandau Ballet, who are a pop band. And a band called Kajagoogoo.
I remember all them.
You remember them?
Absolutely.
Okay. And us. It was quite a good memory because we had a lot of. It was in Manchester. We just flew in from the UFO tour, and we performed. We mimed, but we had a lot of Spider fans in, and they were giving it some. They were brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Did they mime too?
They didn't mime. They were full on.
There you go.
Cheering and swearing and giving the old V signs.
Sweet.
But it was good.
Hey, you can't beat that. You can't beat that.
Oh.
So, video's something you would recommend everybody to do.
Definitely.
Oh,
I mean, it's so easy to do now. People have got these cameras. I can't remember what they're called now, but they've got they can pick up a camera quite cheaply. They can attach them to their guitars. They can do their own videos, piece them together, and they've got quite a good quality video. So I recommend it.
All right. Pretty awesome.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Do people think that a band from Scotland calling themselves Big Country was irony?
Do you want to answer that at all, Dave? Or you just want to ignore him like I am?
Yeah, I'm going to ignore it.
All right, cool.
Just saying. I mean, Scotland's hardly a big country, is it? It's like a tiny little bit on the top of Britain there. I mean, compared to America, it's small. Calling itself big country, it's got to be ironic, right?
Probably because they wanted to make a name for themselves.
There you go.
Just saying.
All right. Well, let's see. We've got 3 new songs to put in front of our panel right now, and we're going to do just that. So let's go ahead and get to listening to some new music. See, now I did that as an American just for Mark to make him feel comfortable. All right. Just
remember, we're listening to the top songs, not the hit list, Mark. Just saying.
Yeah, the top songs, Mark. And you're muted, so I can't hear you, by the way.
Well,
there you are. Nope, he's still muted. His mouth is moving, but nothing's coming out.
I didn't do anything.
He's miming. He's doing a video. That's what it is.
We can hear him now.
All right, let's take a listen to song number 1 on today's MSI, everybody. Here it is. Song number 1 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Enjoy. That is track number 1 on the broadcast today as I fade out the ending there a little bit, but that is the full track. And let's bring our panelist back in. We'll find out what they thought about track number 1. Over to Ian Husbands first. Ian, what do you think about track 1?
Okay, a lot of interesting stuff going on here. I mean, Tom in the chat room has christened it bebop metal, which is, I think, bebop metal could be the next big hashtag.
Okay.
Anyway, on about the song. Right, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. You've got a good band who are pretty tight. You've got a vocalist who's got some interesting parts and doing some interesting things, and the song's got obvious sections. But to me, it sounds like a polished demo, and I think they need to take this to the next level. It sounded a bit weird on the EQ. There seemed to be like a lot of aggressive high end at the very, very top of the spectrum on the EQ, which is a bit nasty to my ears, and not a lot of bottom end. The bass and everything was there, but there was no sort of real deepness, depth to it, basically, but no depth to the bass. It was all sort of sitting around the mids uncomfortably in areas as well. The vocalist was a little bit set back, didn't really like the use of reverb on his voice. I thought it was setting back too much, on him a bit more up front. You've got, the drums are quite loud. There's lots of little mix issues going on here. But I think, you've kind of got a classic rock feel in here with that sort of almost Iron Maiden-esque vocal. You've got the screamo parts, and you've got the verses, and they're all sort of doing something a little bit different. And I just want to hear this sort of genre of music a bit more polished. I don't want to hear this so raw, because it does sound raw at the moment. I maybe want to hear some synth lines running through it, some just rhythmic synths and stuff like that. Maybe even sort of some stutter effect on the vocal in places, and really sort of nail this down and get this tight. Because I think, looking at bands like Linkin Park and stuff like that, who have made a living out done that sort of rock, rap, metal sort of stuff, you could be onto something with this, but it's not polished enough yet.
All right. I appreciate that, Ian. Thank you very much. Apologies out to everybody listening to the audio. It is going to hell in a handbasket as Skype decides to do its Skypey thing. Ever since Microsoft took it over, well, what can you say about it? Over to Mr. Mark Lamdanski, owner of WSFR Radio. Mark, what do you think about track number 1?
As someone who is trying very hard to accept all different types of rocks, running a rock station, I'll agree with Ian. It's a good start. The lead singer, I don't know if that's the way it's really meant to sound in this genre, but the singer's voice to me was, left a lot to be desired. The screamo parts to me were the better parts of the song, and I'm not a huge screamo fan. The instrumental sections were great. I think the guitar solo was decent. It was a good tight band, like Ian said. I also thought the drums were, too in your face in the song. It's got, I heard some classic dark, some dark classic rock in some of this music, along with some of the more modern sounding stuff. A good mix of trying to combine genres. But as it is right now, I think it's not ready for prime time.
All right, fair enough. I appreciate that, Mark. Thank you. Now over to the lead guitarist from the rock band Spider, Mr. Dave Bryce. Dave, track number 1, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely a good start. Good. The lead playing was really, really good. It sounded great. It just sounded a little bit thin to me. The whole sound was very, very quiet, very subdued. I missed the first bit because it didn't download, so I missed little bits of it, but I got the gist of it. The structure of the song was good, but it just needed to be a bit more fatter. I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but it was very thin sounding, very sort of MIDI sounding. You couldn't hear the drums. The singer to me sounded a bit like Alice Cooper. That sort of came out at me. Good song, but needed quite a lot doing to it, I would say.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Dave. Thank you very much. Track number 1 on the broadcast today. It's called Castle Danger, and it's from a group called Element 113. We appreciate their sending that track in to Music Scene Investigation. All right, I've got 2 more tracks to play for you guys and everybody out in the audience as well, so let's get to it with track number 2 on the broadcast today. Here it is, everybody. This is track number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Enjoy.
A little bit of crown sitting alone at this old bar, just another night in a nobody knows me town. A little bit of crown, reminiscing all the things I'm living but missing, all the things I'm missing gets me down. A little bit of crown helps me get through the night sometimes when I can't seem to figure things out. A little bit of crown helps me forget the thoughts of you, baby, not being around. So, ooh, baby, there will always be this part of me that can't get over what you meant to me, baby. 'Cause you were my world, and I can still see the look in your eyes the day you told me your goodbyes, baby. So tonight I'm gonna drown in a little bit of crown. A little bit of crown, one more shot for me, might just set me free from this memory. A little bit of crown, I'm seeing you holding on to him with what once was how it used to be. A little bit of crown might let me make love tonight to she. Let her wake up next to me. A little bit of crown, maybe that's just what I need to help me forget your memory. So, ooh, baby, there will always be this part of me that can't get over what you meant to me, baby. 'Cause you were my world, and I can still see the look in your eyes the day you told me your goodbyes, baby. So tonight I'm gonna drown in a little bit of crown. Can't get you out of my head, can't break it, can't shake it, baby. And as good as she feels tonight, I can only lie here and fake it. 'Cause ooh, baby, there will always be this part of me that can't get over what you meant to me, baby. 'Cause you were my world, and I can still see the look in your eyes the day you told me your goodbyes, baby. So tonight I'm gonna drown a little bit of crown. A little bit of crown, sitting alone at this old bar, just another night in a nobody knows me town. A little bit of crown, reminiscing all the things I'm living but missing, all the things I'm missing gets me down. So tonight I'm drinking crown.
That is track number 2 on the broadcast today. And the chat room's just having a ball out there, making fun of everything under the sun, including drinking whiskey. All right, let's go to our panel, find out what they think about the song they just heard.
Well, important question.
All right.
On the chat room you need to answer. Are you an innie or an outie?
I really don't need to answer that at all.
Are you an innie or an outie?
It really sounded and looked important, but on the overall scheme of things, I think not. You know. So there you have it. All right, Mark Lamdanski. Mark, what do you think about track number 2?
Well, it makes me want to go to the store and buy some Crown. Hey, any song that's going to be about whiskey has to be a good song, right? It was quite a good tune, actually. I enjoyed it. I wasn't quite sure. Whoa.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wasn't quite sure when it first started if I was about to hear a country song or like an alternative rock song. But it became clear pretty quickly. But I really enjoyed it. The singer was quite good. He's got a bit of an unusual voice, I think, but it was really, really good voice and good harmonies when they were there. I think it could have used a bit more, and maybe turn up the background harmonies a little bit just to hear it a little bit more. Definitely a good song. You think maybe he's trying to become the spokesperson for Crown Liquors? Maybe it would be a good song for that. The song needed a better guitar solo. It was lacking. I think it needed a really good. I noticed he tried a little bit some acoustic guitar in there, but it wasn't really much of a solo. I think it needed something better in that respect. Love the organ in the background. Overall, I think though a really good tune. I quite enjoyed it.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Mark. Dave Bryce, my man, what do you think of track number 2?
Yeah, nice little tune. Had a good melody going. Good singer, good vocals. Like Mark said, like the keyboard in there. Guitar was a bit weak. I just felt it was just on one level right the way through. It didn't build at all. And to me, that was what was lacking in the song. Like I say, the harmonies could have built up, more harmonies towards the end, and sort of build to a climax at the end. It just lacked that build up. So, but it's a good song, but just needed things adding to it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dave. And over to Ian. Ian, track number 2. What do you think?
Look, I'd make no excuse and say that I like country. I don't like country. I'm not a big fan. But do you know what I've noticed over the years of doing MSI is that virtually every country song we get sent in is well mixed, well produced, well performed. There is something about that country scene which, churns out good quality tracks. All right, it may not be my thing. Yeah, there may not be a dynamic building there that I'd like to hear. It may not go the way I want it to go. But, I mean, you can see this in a film or a TV show as background music very easily. It is slickly done. Yeah, it could have had a guitar solo. Yeah, it could have had this, it could have had that. But what they have done is produced a quality piece of music from the point of view of all the performances that need to be there are done. The production, the mix is pretty much spot on. Yes, there's a few issues. I did like the acoustic tone especially. But it's, when delivering a package, if you're delivering this package, people are going to take interest. This is a well-produced piece. It has a few issues, but, I'm nitpicking, really, so.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Ian. And song number 2 is called A Little Bit of Crown, and it's by Matthew Huff, and we appreciate Matthew sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. All right, I've got one more song for everybody to take a listen to on the broadcast today. Let's get right to it with song number 3 on the show. Here it is, everybody. This is track number 3 on today's MSI. Enjoy. We'll be right back in just a second with the panel.
walking a hard line on the streets of time. This cold hard city ain't no friend of mine. We were promised a good life, but the truth disagrees. The lie starts in the prologue, 'cause they want you to bleed. I know
And that is track number 3 on the broadcast today. And we'll bring in the panel and find out what they think about it. All right, now we're going to start with Mr. Dave Bryce from the rock band Spider. Dave, what do you think about track number 3, my friend?
Well, first of all, I'm listening to it through my speakers on the laptop, so I'm not getting a true sound, as goes for the last song and the last song. So I'll do my best to say what I thought of it from what I heard. And that track sounded it's quite a dynamic track. I think the vocals were very prominent in there, and which is not a bad thing. He's got a great voice, and he's got quite a powerful voice. The only thing is the instruments in the background were a little bit lost until the lead solo came in, sort of in the middle of it and towards the end. The end solo, I just feel as though it was a bit too loose, and it was a bit unrehearsed. It could have been a bit better, a bit more polished, but it had a good feel to it, and I did like the song, so it's one of my favorites. So yeah, that's pretty much about it.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Dave. Now we go over to Ian Husbands, who's making a lot of noise in that squeaky chair of his. But what do you think, Ian? Track number 3.
Sorry, I'm just moving around on the leather, darling.
Well, put some pants on. It wouldn't make near as much noise.
I like the way it feels. The song, yes. I'm all flustered now. Okay, I really enjoyed the track itself. Had a sort of a bit of a Neil Young, Tom Petty, a bit of Dylan-esque sort of stuff going on in there, which was great. Band, I enjoyed the performances of the band. There's some good drumming going on there, there's some good guitar playing, some nice keyboard parts which were a bit lost in the mix. But, it was reverb central. Lots of reverb going on here, and that was a shame, really, because it set that vocal into a weird place. The reverbs used were very bright. There was a lot of top-end EQ on this track, and everything was sort of sitting quite brittle at the top. It was lacking warmth overall, I think. And, you've got a good track here, but you need to get this right and sitting together. And, it's got a real 70s vibe to it, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But, we're not in the 70s anymore. We've got technology now which can move this forward and make this track and take it and make it shine brighter. There's some really nice organ parts and stuff going on in this as well. I think you need to bring them out, get that vocal a bit more up front without being too bright and without being too pushed on, without them long reverbs on. Not just the mix was bright from the point of view of EQ of the instruments, but the reverbs as well. The reverbs are very, very brittle. Otherwise, I think you've got a really, really good track here. Really strong hook on that chorus. I know. Liked that. And, again, with a bit of production, this has got sort of film track written all over it.
All right. I appreciate that, Ian. Thank you very much. And let's go to Mr. Mark Lamdanski. Mark, what do you think about track number 3? You got it?
Lots of...
Go ahead.
What? Did you mute me again?
No. Go ahead.
As a rock song, it's got a lot of good potential, this song. Like Ian said, the song itself is pretty good. The guy singing it, the lead singer, I like it. I love the feel of his voice. He's very, very powerful. Really good job with that. One of the first things I noticed when the song started was this piano in the background, and I'm thinking that just doesn't go with the type of song that it was. I don't think that piano in the background was necessary. It sounded a bit strange to me that it was stuck in there. The guitars, to me, very heavy, made it difficult for me to hear the drums and whatever else is going on in the background. I think they could have toned it back a little bit from my perspective. harmonies. There was a couple of spots in there where there were some harmonies going on out of tune. I didn't like that. The guitar solos, they were pretty good. I enjoyed them. Like Ian said, the reverb. Now I'm not a mix person. I'm not a sound engineer. So when it comes to mixing, I'm not really good at describing what I'm hearing, but I can tell reverb, and that song was loaded with it from top to bottom. And so a little better on mixing, and I think that this song could be really kick-ass from my perspective.
All right. I appreciate that, Mark. Thank you very much. And track number 3, it's called Streets of Time, and it's by a group called The Fundamentals. And we appreciate their sending that track in to Music Scene Investigation as well. All right. Going to turn things over to our panel as they select a song of the week. Also want to invite everybody listening and everybody watching the show to go over to musicsceneinvestigation.com/witness and file your witness statement. That way we know what the heck you guys think about the music as well. We'll bring you the results of the witness statements next week on the broadcast. All right, gentlemen, tell me what you think about the music and what your selection for Song of the Week is.
Well, I'm kind of reading the chat here, and Boxer is saying, Mr. Steve Anderson, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Anderson, who's actually been on the show as a guest, and his opinion is, I got what I think is best production, but have some issues with best writing. And I'm kind of with him on that, really, because, best production is number 2. You can't take it away from that. But, as much as number 2 is well produced and well packaged, was it the best song? I'm not sure about that.
So you don't have a vote yet?
No. Just stating my position.
He's just trying to get the conversation going.
I'm going to go for number 3 because it was the most dynamic song, had a lot of potential. So my vote goes to song number 3.
All right. Mark and Ian, what do you guys think?
I'm sorry?
Over to you, sir.
Sorry. Oh, over to me. Okay. I will completely agree from a production standpoint. Number 2 was, I think, the superior of the 3. I enjoyed the song a lot, and I can't say that I'm a huge country fan, but I did like that song. But I agree with Dave that number 3 had the most potential. And from a rock song perspective, I will also, I will vote for number 3 as well.
All right, and Ian, your thoughts and your selection.
Well, look, from my point of view, it doesn't really matter. We have number 3 as a song of the week, and I do agree with those guys. I want to give special props to number 2. As I said, I'm not into country. I wasn't big on it as a song, as an overall piece, but from the point of view of production and, the way it's been presented to us was immaculate. I'm going to give number 2 a vote just for giving it some props.
All right. Well, it's not unanimous, but our Song of the Week selection has been made. Song number 3 today, it's called Streets of Time by The Fundamentals, is our Song of the Week. All right, Dave, a big thanks to you, and thanks to you, Mark. Dave, what do you got going on in the near future? Where can we follow you at and find out what's going on?
It's a bit quiet at the moment. I am just practicing to perfect my lead playing. You can never not learn. You're always going to learn in whatever instrument you play. So I suggest to any guitarists or musicians out there, keep practicing because you can always learn something. So, everything's a bit quiet at the moment, but I'll keep you posted.
All right. Well, we've got your number, so we know where to find you.
And thanks for having me on this show. It's a fantastic show, and I hope something comes of it in the future.
Well,
all the best.
Dave, you were one of our very first guests on the show.
I know that.
I think it was like episode 2 or 3 or something like that. And,
That's right.
You have sat in so many times that people have cancelled or couldn't make it or whatever, and at last minute. So you basically have been like the fifth Beatle to MSI. So from that point of view, thank you very much, mate. You've been absolutely wonderful. Not only have you sort of done it yourself, you brought Dale on, we had fun with him. You brought Robbie on, we had fun with him. And you brought the whole of Spider around my house, and I'm still clearing up.
And Mark, thanks you to being here as well. We really appreciate that. You fill in at the drop of a hat whenever we ask you to, and it really means a lot.
I try. Hey, you guys are good friends, and I'll do what I can when I can.
We really appreciate it. Thank you. We'd call you the sixth Beatle, but I think then we'd have to change the name of the band. So just kind of the way that goes. Everybody,
again, cheers, Mark, for your support. It's been a ride.
It really has, and whatever you guys move on to, I'll be there to support you.
I appreciate that. We all do. And everybody out in the audience, thank you for watching again. To those of you who didn't join us in the chat room, hey, you missed out on a lot of good fun. Nobody gets picked on in my chat room, so please feel free to join us anytime in the chat room. Next week, we'll do it all again. 3 new songs. Don't forget, this Wednesday is the hit list. We'll be selecting that final participant in our vote for our Artist of the Year, along with our Panelist of the Year. So you want to make sure you're here for that. That's Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 p.m. GMT, when we'll select our next band of the month. All right, now we're going to play out with the Fundamentals and their song Streets of Time on MSI. Thanks for being here. We'll see you all again next time on Music Scene Investigation. Talk to you then.
Ciao.